Hello YouTube. I thought I'd make a video since I haven't made a video in ages. So I'm trying to work out what are some useful tools that I could use. I've been trying to come together with concepts of how to melt gold or silver or lead or whatever and make money from out of that kind of concept. So I need to have some kind of clamping things on a crucible, put it within an induction coil. I'm sure you probably don't want to know that. But, well, that's what I do. Some people said that a bolt and a washer can serve as a fuse. These 80 amp breaker boards, they snap off when you reach the maximum. Now my dilemma is that I am too stupid and too amateur in electrician knowledge on how to power supply with right resistor, transformer, and a resistor is one thing that they always put at the end of a circuit. So I'm guessing a fuse is the same as a resistor, but it has its capacitance, where if you reach the limit, then it blows. So what I've been wondering was, how can I supply an induction coil when in fact it's a massive arc, and I think they use amps to give it its possibility of voltage. So the higher the amps, you get a guy that uses 300 to 500 volts, which is a lot of volts, could kill a man kind of thing. So I need to make sure I have a grounding pole stuck in the dirt, so that if it were to arc off, one arc off to me, it'll arc off to that pole. And I've seen a video on YouTube of a guy actually successfully doing that, and he had a power supply. So I'm paying off a power supply, and it can reach 500, but I don't want it to bite me. So I'm looking for some ways, any kind of electrical devices type of things that will be handy. So I'll show you what I've won so far. I've won a bolt buster induction tool, and another one, and I have to pay $899 each for those. And there's a transformer power supply at $349. I need a safety board, and it's $70 for that, and $20 postage. So I'm paying those off, and it's like a nightmare being on the benefit, unemployment benefit, not having a job, trying to work for myself. So I buy up gold that's in junk and circuitry, push electricity in through it, comes out in salt water. Another way is to just hammer it or burn it with a heat torch that they use to melt the lead out of the paint in buildings, but I don't really want to waste power on that. So it's a three-phase system, and it's a big plug that plugs in like that. It has these pop-off switches. This says it can do 40. Here they are. You have to plug into these, and the white thing, that's just a normal type of plug. There's no power cord to it, so I have to figure out where the power source comes from, add on the power cord to come from 230 volts into this, and then output into a plug for me to plug my machine into. So I've got to work that out. And I haven't sussed that out yet. So here's the internals, what it looks like. Here's the pop-off board on it. The white switches where the white pointer's pointing. These are the three phases. I've got to work out the input to come in down the bottom, and then come to the pop-off. I've got to work out what directions, and I'm no master expert at any of that. So basically, it's a dilemma that I have to learn input and output, watch out for surging concepts. The power supply transformer is pretty awesome. I told years ago, transformers are the things you need to stop lightning arcing at you. and lightning being over 10,000 volts, I wouldn't want that. So this has two things. One's DC and the other one's DC. Okay, so I'm looking at what is it able to do. So with these little black fuses that can go in the back, it can allow it to get up to 35 milliamps. Amps is the speed of it all, the current speed, and can reach, let's just show you, it can go starting at, let's say, 25 volts, and then goes right up. I just want it to go to 500 volts, but it's possible to go above. I don't want to kill myself, but at the same time, I may have to pay a lot of power, electricity bill, because the power will go out. Given that it has the possibility of that function, it will output, and there will be a cost on me. So my power for the month will gone in one day. So I'll have to pay up a bit ahead in credit. There's a positive and negative, and you can tune it in. You turn on the power, you turn it down first, turn on the power, and it says 1200 max. I don't know if you can see that. It says off. There's a flick on switch. So that must be the amps. Maybe you may be able to tune the amps, but how is it that it does both? So there's what I might start with is doing it low. It starts with a 230 volt AC. Now the power supply coming into houses should be AC, isn't it? And then it converts over with this hidden main power board to DC. And this has got ohms as well. So lots of volts, some ohms in it, and milliamps, which is very tiny. It's able to do very tiny as well, and I'm really happy with that. So I tried to pay this off with this guy once before, and I skipped 1 week, and he got real mad. And he says, I want to pay it off at once and soon. You know, so I'm like, oh boy, I don't have a lot of money, but I mean, I really will need this, because if I go straight into the power circuits, man, the 30 something amp on the stove will just pop. You know, it'll just reach there. I'm actually going to use under that. But the volts, I need some kind of a volt controller system. So this is how I plan to control the volts with the transformer. Right, so I'm not sure, I plug the machine into here and then I plug the power supply into it. So I can control the volts right off from the electricity, the volts that output. And I'm going to try it on low, try seeing what the amps when I tune the machine. So, see if I can figure a way to show you. I have pictures in my documents of it, of the big beastie one. So there's two little ones, and they all do little wee teeny tiny beads if I manage to pay any of them off. He's hoping I do. I have all these really fucked up pictures, so that's me. Yeah, my family, stuff, certificates, some copper coils. Yeah, again, well, I've got some videos. Where's the pictures? There. Oh, he goes. So this is a 3-phase induction furnace. So as you see, it goes from the power source through all these checks, transistors. We call those things resistors, and then they go into the two outputs with the two transistors in it. And then there's the coils, that inductive coils. There's one coil counterclockwise, one coil clockwise, and so it comes into the decisions of the output power, how powerful, so forth, like that. So this is the basic how it looks. It goes into resistance, DC link, and then DC to AC inverter. Then coil and resistance in between. Here's what it looks like. Not much of a view. This is a hat for my son. This is a bunch of shit. Mini thing. Mini, I'm trying to do that. So, oh, what the? A lot of sciencey shit, eh? Never detectors. Oh, nice. Cutting! Science, here it is. It's got the purple superboard thing. And good go. This is an electric car that I like. I'd like to get one, you can plug it in. So this is what it is, induction coil, induction heater. Cost me $1,000 and I've paid about $300 at the moment, so I've got the rest of the year to try to hurry and pay it off. I haven't got any job and I'm just paying it $25 or $20 a week. And the poor guy, he's so patient, good on him. God bless the fellows who are patient on he trade me. So there's the output meter and power control. So you can tweak it just like that other power supply. So in a way, you can actually choose how much you want to use. And I could keep it on very low and have a lot of power going into it. Now that I have 2 circuit boards, I won't really need a power supply per se, but I'd rather have a power supply than not. Because I want to limit the power supply, I want to shield it that it doesn't blow up anywhere. I don't want our house superboard to blow out. I want to try a minimal, I want to try seeing what it takes. There's some hints been written on the side. A little hint, 18.7 millivolts. It seems pretty low. And 3 to 500 A1, whatever that means. I've got to zoom in. I guess I'll see it in real life when I finally see it, 115. So that's me. Alright, good luck. And thank you for watching. Please like or subscribe. Melt that gold, make it pure, and you get higher carrots. Woohoo!